last but not least, I tested the Hornady 90 grain Eld-x and the Savage 110 Trail Hunter Lite. So that's got a 20-inch barrel, but this is my group at 100 yards. 1 1/16 of an inch. So I'll definitely take that all day at 100 yards. You know, like I've been saying in my other videos, I'm doing this from a bipod, you know, not a rest where there's no movement at all. So I don't see really the point in that unless you're just like a match person. I'm a hunter, you know, so you might as well practice like you hunt. So I go from a bipod, and again, for right at MOA, I'll take that. Would love to have sub MOA. I can do that a lot of times, but today that's what I got. So I got some other numbers here with the muzzle velocities because I had a chronograph, and so we'll go over those now. But that's the group. And this is the, it'll cooperate with me here. This is the numbers basically. Again, that was the group in inch and a 16th. Muzzle velocities: shot 1 2670, shot 2 2787, and shot 3 was 2802. And so yeah, that's that projectile, the 90 grain Eld-x and 243 as a 0.410 G1 BC. That average muzzle velocity is 2753. So I had to get that figure to get these range figures to see what you're working with as far as drop and foot pounds of energy and such at distance. But yeah, so remember, this is a 20-inch barrel. You know, if you have a longer barrel, you're probably going to get better numbers. But I mean, those are pretty good numbers, really, from a 20-inch barrel. You know, and a 90 grain, that's kind of, well, that's not really heavy for caliber. That's pretty standard, especially if you're like deer hunting or maybe coyote. You're going to want that 90, 95, 100 grain or better. But overall, I was pretty impressed with those those muzzle velocities. So when I calculated out using a ballistic calculator at 200 yards with this load, and this is I reload, so this is a load that I've worked up. At 200 yards, it's only 3.8 inches of drop. At 300 yards, it's 14 inches, and at 500 yards, it's about 5 feet. So 60 inches would be what, 5 feet, right? Or is that 12? 4 times 12 is 48. So 5 times 12 is 60. Yeah. So 5 feet would be 60 inches. So just shy of 5 feet drop at 500 yards. And then the foot pounds at 200 yards, you're at 1,105 foot pounds. Like, that's definitely deer. Even at 300 yards, you're at 935. That's still pretty much deer. So this is like 300-yard round, capable deer round for the 243 and this 90 grain Eld-x. And at 500, you're still at 658. So I'm guessing at 400, which I don't know, I didn't record it, but it's probably somewhere in that 750, 800 range. So I mean, even at that, that's still pretty good. Um, unless you're shooting like those Canadian freaking horses they have for deer, you know. I mean, American whitetail, they aren't the toughest animal in the world to take down. 800, 900 foot pounds of energy, you're probably going to get it done, especially if you have good placement. But how much distance can you have good placement at, right? You know, if you can put one inside of probably that, which is maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches, that's about the size of the vital region, right? Let's see, that's my finger, so I don't know, maybe that's about 3.5 inches really, but that's probably kind of the vital region. I guess you'd have to be pretty close to putting them in that. Once you can't do that anymore, you probably shouldn't be hunting past that range. So I don't know, 300-400 yards. But anyway, that's the numbers. Pretty good numbers, right? You're barely dropping anything at 200, little over a foot at 300, and then, well, 5 feet's quite a bit. But you know, with these ballistic, calculators and stuff, it'll tell you exactly how many clicks you need to do and stuff like that to calculate that. So it's really not that difficult. But it would definitely take practice to do, and with that energy, unless it's like maybe a coyote, you don't need as much as like with the deer. Um, but yeah, that's individual choice, really. Um, just wanted to show you the muzzle velocities and such that I got out of the Savage 110 Trail Hunter Lite 20-inch barrel with the Hornady 90 grain Eld-x. Thank you.